Next, let's go through brand history quickly. Handmade leather products basically are related to luxury goods, high-end accessories, and personal customization. Their relation, especially some famous brands, well, no matter its famous brand or blind brand on Taobao or Etsy, they tend to advertise that it is handmade despite what quality is. Why? Normally people think handmade products are good, but how many of them are truly nice handcrafted? They may not as good as what is done in factories, but they emphasize it's handmade, so it deserves the value. I don't think this is necessary. What's the point of craftsmanship? First, you have to go beyond the standard point. What's standard point, for example? If the machine sewn product is perfect, it will be 80 or 85 points. Then the value of your handcrafted products must be the part which is beyond 85. If you make something, it's 60 points or 50 points. It may be worthless in front of your customers. But how much time did you spend on it? How much effort did you put into it? How many times did you get stabbed by the needle? So if you want to make money from leather goods or personal usage, if you want to focus on quality, nice details, so I hope you can have a correct understanding on handmade product. Actually, a lot of big names in terms of craft, material, and design basically just reach 60 or 70 points, or 70 to 80 points. Of course, this is just personal grading standard for your reference only. I give scores very conservatively. Like me, the estimate of my work is probably just between 85 to 90 points. I will not admit that I am about 90 points, because it's too difficult. Okay, back to the topic. We must understand the brand history. Why? First, if we want to sell one day, we must know what design, what material was used, what structure is it, what is their history. You must be able to tell right away, right? So we still need to know the necessary things. Here I summarize around 20 brands, the luxury item. Normally have their chains of contempt, right? The highest king is the only one. And what about the second layer? B3, Chanel, Louis Vuitton, and Dior. Gucci is struggling to rise. Prada and Fendi, Saint Laurent, Givenchy. Givenchy actually doesn't belong to the senior. This is a young brand established in 1995. So this ranking is not precise, just for a rough reference. Like Celine, Lyle, Balenciaga, Bottega Veneta, Chloe, Burberry, etc. and other niche luxury. This table is not very scientifically rigorous, but if this picture is posted on Pinterest or Xiaohongshu, it will be attractive, because most people don't care about the accuracy. They care whether it can attract eyeballs. Of course, it's right to rank the top because of its workmanship, and the styles are very in line with the aesthetics of handmade leather goods. Second, is the premium space high enough, so people like to make her models. Why not do Dior? Because it's so difficult. It's not that you can't make that bag by hand, just because the cost of making it is very high, extremely high. Dior has so many stitches. When we can finish stitching, and we can use pricking iron for punching stitching holes. If we punch holes, the bulging sponge will come out of that hole. That can only be sewn with a machine. That's why Hermes is most favorite design to make. First, it has a relatively high premium. Second, its craftsmanship design is very friendly to handwork. Compared to Lyle, Chanel, Dior, Hermes is quite different. That's why people are willing to do her. There are mainly these three reasons. First, expensive. Second, simple. Third, look good. Second brand, Chanel. There are many fakes. This design is very difficult for hand stitching, but it's very easy for factory to do machine stitching. We will upload this brand information in this lesson. If you're interested in, you download the file below video. For example, these designs are classified based on series and the approximate price range. Well, you need to know them roughly. This is the CF series, classic flatback series. What do people say the .55 is? You have to know. They have a lock here on the front. It's a raised part. This is the 2.55 series. Then, 19 bags, hobo bag, mini bag, etc. etc. It has different classifications. And there are some new models now. You can find out. Then the third place is LV. This brand is unbeatable, right? Born in 1854, the French brand. Basically, there are many representative styles. They has the most styles. Now we say all major luxury goods have been acquired by LV. It makes sense. They make great business marketing. Their products are not necessarily the best, but their business marketing is the best. Including Dior, Gucci, Prada, Saint Laurent, we can see it in this table. All luxury goods are basically dominated by France and Italy, ruled by these two countries. Occasionally, there are one or two Spanish brands. Regards to these from the United States, it's all slight luxury. MK, CK, KS, Tory Burch. Tory Burch was popular roughly last year. Let's name it TB. They can be only named slight luxury. Well, slight luxury. Normally the quality is not good, and the concept is not strong. Because what is the role of luxury goods? It's the thing that separates the rich from the poor. It has social attributes. It has the value of secondary market circulation. If it lacks both of these, then it can only be used for distinguishing the middle class and the poor. Well, only middle-class people may purchase these brands. We need to know who really buys luxury goods. They are middle-class people. Who is buying these luxury goods? It's the poor people, because poor people are very realistic. If a bag is valued 20,000 to 30,000 RMB, 30 or 50,000 RMB, how to sell to the poor? They must be related to luxury. The only slight luxury. Is the quality good? And is the design good? Anyway, if this have it, then I will have it too. Otherwise, may feel inferior. Therefore, this concept can harvest some people for slight luxury. I didn't summarize the quantity, because for handmade leather goods lovers, it doesn't have much reference value, or even make sense. But we can refer to some nice style, craftsmanship and structure. But there's no need to dig, just know it. What about the other brand? I'm not going to talk too much. Then you can explore for yourself when you are interested, and we will upload these documents, so you can download later. This document is not particularly complete, but basically enough. For example, Fendi is born in 1925, Italian brand, but it was also acquired by 55. Then its representative style are only below few series. Peekaboo. You'll know it when people talk about Peekaboo. It's Fendi's, right? And then this first series. This is the latest model. This big clip is everywhere. But this bag is too niche, so no one asked me to design the pattern. HMM. So this pattern has never been developed. There is also a men's bag series. This is Fendi. Basically, there are not many excellent models, because its marketing is not particularly good. Saint Laurent did a very good job, because Saint Laurent used to belong to Chanel. Well, it's been quite popular these years. First of all, they did a very good job of marketing. They invest a lot in advertising, and the stars, politicians who speak for them. So these 2 years, Saint Laurent is more popular. Do you think it looks good? Well, depends. Everyone's aesthetics are different. I personally prefer Saint Laurent. And another brand is Celine. I used to love it very much. But then after changing the designer, is in a mess. Celine used to have classic designs. Very classic. Right, like handbag and drum design. Swing bag, triumph bag, box bag. Even now, still hot. And then they started doing a bunch of fancy stuff. Lots of pattern. Can't understand T. No models recently. Say, previous bell bag, handbag and drum. Either one can outperform the competition. They stand out all the competition. But after the design director changed, his classic days are over. I like Celine, but my favorite is Lau. This brand, the design is absolutely incredible, but its craftsmanship is very difficult. Hammer, the most classic puzzle series, gate series, handmade bag, triangle bag. Almost every series is a classic, and it looks very, very unique. Well, just at first glance, you know it's not a niche brand. Great taste of design, and the manufacturing process is very complicated. it is more difficult to make than 55. They often have some disruptive concepts. Let's say we all play symmetry. They play with structure. Let's all play with some round and traditional saddle bags. Boston, tote bag. They are not. They come up with their own unique and unconventional ideas. The new models they release every year are very handsome. I think it's very handsome because they are unique. If everyone were the same, it would be a word like exquisite or ordinary. For example, her outfits add up to hundreds of thousands, more than 200,000 RM or more than 300,000 RMB. But seems that these people come out from the same mold. It just feels good, nice, but almost the same. So you feel very corny. Lyle, I personally like it very much, but it is relatively niche in China, so the output is not high. There are not many fakes. Not many fakes are made. Then no one spends money to open a good hardware mall. Therefore, hard to find good quality hardware at all. It's not that it can't be made, just no one wants to invest this hardware. For example, a watch. Are there any watches that are hard to make in China? They did it, and the price is very competitive. Watch hardware requires much higher accuracy in the plating process than bag hardware. So why can't do good hardware for the bag? It must be no problem. Just nobody wants to invest the more. At present, the field of handmade bags is deeply influenced by hardware. Well, bag hardware. If we have good hardware, we can do designs. But often many friends ask, Wabisabi, can you draw this? Can you draw that one as well? It's not a question of whether it can be drawn. It's the question that whether I can find good hardware. Well, only few of the suppliers provide good hardware. And they also request more. That's why lots of handcrafted lovers are not treated well in Guangzhou, because they have lots of questions and high requirement on quality. But they have limited budget and the quantity is small. So if I can find good quality hardware, we can do any designs. But if there is no good hardware, if we use zinc alloy which are in low quality, such as 5 RMB per set, 10 RMB per set, that will ruin the bag. We'd rather develop other hobbies if we have time. If we make bags just for saving money, I suggest you don't do it. You can choose to enter fabric bag field. Make something out of canvas or PU. It's easy and cheap, right? There is no need to toss in the leather field, cause the leather field is not friendly to the poor. This is hard to hear, but it's true. Okay, now we've done the theory lessons. And then if any questions about the theory parts, you can ask questions in the learning group and answer whatever I can. After recording this course, I will be based in Guangzhou, so we can update more latest industry news and material for you. And as for looking for designs, let me give you some nice URL or a website. If interested, go and search for yourself. The first is Google, then the second is Instagram, and third is Pinterest. Look at this website. There are so many good pictures. Get more ideas here. You know what's good. Lots and lots of good pictures. After watching lots of good designs, you will not stand for the bad one. You can't take it anymore. Another web, including Instagram. There are so many excellent craftsmen here. Of course, there are also ordinary ones. But if it's ordinary, it's not popular, right? They not only do well, they shoot well. Right, of course. It's my account. I follow too many football things in this account. This is all to learn, and YouTube. But is there any wrong with YouTube? These leather goods related accounts on YouTube. Basically, it's not updated much. Why? Cause it's hard to make money. Such as in China, some people download these videos and upload to domestic platform. Many creators can't make money from their hard work, and the bad pattern actually can't earn enough money. This creator currently has done a better job than most of others, close to 1 million fans. But if you use his pattern, you also need to verify whether his drawings are correct. Also need to print, need to paste and cut the pattern. It takes 4 or 5 hours to get a set of patterns down. And then you still don't know whether it's accurate or not. It's not that there's a problem with his patterns. It's about his marks on the thickness. It's not ideal. The accuracy of the pattern is entirely based on the thickness of the leather. Otherwise, this drawing can't be accurate. And then other creators, few of them update regularly. Then I wouldn't update either, because knowledge things or detailed tutorials have low traffic. But if only to marketing content, it's not useful for the learner. Then our practical lessons. The first one is to solve the tools first, because some tools are not the central cause. Okay, and there are many types. You may see some friends, their walls are covered with tools. A bunch of tools. Very rich categories. But do the math, it's worthless. More importantly, it's not easy to use. Just hang there. Well, be a decoration. So the tool is the first part, and the second is the individual skill. How to cut, how to thin leather, how to paste, how to saw, how to allege. These basic generic skills. We will talk about each section individually. Make every basic skill solid. Then we go to comprehensive application. After learning some basic skills, you will use these individual skills in any bag you make. If you have a solid foundation in these skills, you can make any bag beautifully, right? And then the third part, there are integrated skills. Each bag making class may take an hour or two. Okay, we'll use some classic style for teaching. I'm actually quite hesitated here. Are we using some big name models or use some original styles? After consideration, I still want to talk about big name models. First, everyone likes to make big name models because as long as you have made handmade leather goods, unless you're a very niche designer, then I'm not qualified to teach you. Most of us can't be avoided. They will prefer to practice with big name models. And here's what I suggest you can imitate it, copy it, but I don't recommend you to sell it. So it's better to use big names to learn craft. This course is aimed at a relatively large audience. It's not a bespoke course. It's a systematic course. The key point is how to make a bag, rather than teaching you to make a specific bag. Of course, after course is finished, we will continue to update in the future. At that time, we'll make some latest models or something fun. After finishing this lesson, when you watch other lessons, it will be easy to understand and get started. So that's why we have to start with the theory. Next, we will directly transfer to practical part. Okay? We hope you can actively discuss in the learning group. Remember, group is a good tool. There are many experts in it.